Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. I'm Pharmacist Ben, sitting in for Doc today. Great to have you with us. We're going to be taking your phone calls, as we always do, on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program here in just a little bit. If you've got questions or comments, want to share a success story, questions about the longevity products, ingredients, formulations, health conditions, you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you do that. Our number today and every day on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program is 831-685-1080. That's your priority line number, or 888-379-2552, toll free. All right, I want to start the program off today talking about research that is about to begin at Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis, Missouri. This is research that's set to explore the health benefits of fasting 2 days a week. As many of you know, I've been extolling the health virtues of simple, drug-free, doctor-free measures for the last 20-plus years. Why has it not yet dawned on the mainstream and the general public, present company excluded, of course, why has it not dawned on us that despite the fact that we've got more doctors and more medicine and more diagnostics and more Star Wars medical technology than ever before, than ever in the history of mankind, yet by almost every health marker, including longevity, the health of Americans are and is continuing to decline. In many ways, obesity, blood sugar disease, cancer, autoimmune issues, in many ways, Americans are the sickest culture in the history of mankind, yet we still have a medical model deifying itself as if doctors and doctoring were some kind of God-divined miracle-making. And all of this is being done, of course, with the mainstream media's complicity. In my opinion, it's because we're in some kind of high-tech modern medical stupor and we've lost track of the simple things, the little things it takes to stay healthy, the little things we can do ourselves, the little things we can do inexpensively, the little things we could do for the most part free, things like breathing deeply, relaxing, and of course eating correctly and getting on a good nutritional supplement program are at the top of the list. And one of the simplest and easiest things we can do to keep ourselves healthy, namely, is eating less and fasting. This is something that won't cost us any money. In fact, this is something that will actually make us money because we'll be spending less on food that we don't need. Fasting, going food-free for a day or two or three, giving ourselves a food holiday intermittently can provide dramatic health benefits, and not just in terms of weight loss. That's obvious. But we can get dramatic benefits for the immune system. We can get dramatic benefits for inflammatory disease. And by the way, fasting can be especially helpful for folks who are dealing with autoimmune disease issues. There's an article up at WebMD that addresses multiple sclerosis and fasting. Now, the folks at WebMD are certainly not associated with alternative therapies. But if you read this article, you may be in for a surprise. According to the article, a hormone called leptin, L-E-P-T-I-N, leptin, which is secreted after we eat a meal, leptin is connected to MS symptoms. By fasting and lowering leptin levels, MS symptoms can be dramatically reduced. And if this kind of fasting activity improves the symptoms of autoimmune disease like multiple sclerosis, you can rest assured you're going to get the same kind of benefits for other autoimmune health issues as well. Almost all degenerative diseases are inflammatory in nature, and this is something we don't always notice. That's because while most of us understand when we're inflamed in a macroscopic way, in a big way, like the inflammation that occurs when you fall and hurt yourself or after surgery or if you get a black eye, microinflammation, which over time is always associated with cell breakdown and tissue breakdown, microinflammation is not always that obvious. It's like a microscopic, invisible type of inflammation. However, if you have any kind of health challenge, you may not know you got microinflammation issues, but it's happening. I can guarantee you if you're dealing with anything that can be considered a chronic degenerative disease, arthritis or diabetes or autoimmune issues, you are dealing with microinflammation, microscopic pockets of inflammation that have the net effect of suffocating cells, keeping them from getting nutrients, and keeping them toxic, keeping them from being able to dump out their toxicity. Microscopic as it may be, at the tiny level of a cell, it really is a big deal, especially over time as more and more of these cells become suffocated and starved and toxic, and eventually as tissues become suffocated and starved and toxic as well. At the end of years, at the end of decades of this kind of chronic, long-term, micro-inflammatory response, eventually the body will begin to break down, and full-blown degenerative and autoimmune disease are inevitable. Even the scientists from the University of Washington understand that fasting is a little bit difficult for people to do. Dr. Luigi Fontana, who is the principal investigator of the study, says, quote, "We know there are benefits from calorie restriction, but the problem is people don't want to do it. It's too tough," unquote. So what do you do if you want to explore fasting or calorie restriction for its health promoting benefits, but you think it's going to be too difficult and you don't know what to do or where to begin? Well, first of all, understand that feeling full is a chemical effect as much as it is a mechanical effect. In other words, you don't necessarily have to have a full belly to feel full. You don't necessarily need to eat a lot of food to feel full. That's because by working the chemistry of the body, you can actually activate parts of the brain that control our appetite. We can actually turn off hunger and appetite by using certain foods. And, of course, getting on a good nutritional supplement program like the one designed by Doc Wallach and all the folks at Youngevity is an awesome way to restrict your intake of calories and to make it easier to get on the road to a good fasting program. Something as simple as sipping on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine all day long, or at least in the middle of the day when we would ordinarily be snacking, can be an extremely effective way to reduce eating behaviors. That's why so many people lose weight by using the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Ultimate essential fatty acids can be helpful. And, of course, the Slender FX protein shake can also be an important weight and appetite suppressant tool. The long and short of it, folks, if you're trying to lose weight, if you got an autoimmune health condition, if you're trying to reduce inflammation, improve autoimmune symptoms, the most important thing you could do is get yourself on a good nutritional supplement program. Get on the Healthy Start Pack. Use the BTT all day long, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Take your Ultimate EFAs. Use the Slender FX. You'll be eating less food, and at the same time, you'll be getting all of your nutrients in generous amounts as well. All right, you're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. I am Pharmacist Ben. We're coming back right after this. Don't go away. I'll be sitting in for the next 45 minutes or so, as I always am on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program, by my good friend and colleague, Douglas Winfrey. Greetings, Douglas. Good day to you, my friend.
Good day to you. It is always good to have you on the show. I thought I might talk a bit about over-the-counter and prescription drugs today, as we've got a CNN story where the headline reads, FDA, acetaminophen doses over 325 milligrams might lead to liver damage. And they're talking about, of course, Vicodin and Percocet, and there are these what they call combination drugs because they are mixing opioids along with acetaminophen, and of course also lumping in Tylenol with codeine as well into that whole group. And they say the FDA is asking doctors to stop prescribing those that have more than 325 milligrams of acetaminophen per dose. They say there's no data to show that taking more than that amount provides enough benefit to outweigh the risk of liver damage. According to the FDA, in a statement they released, they say many consumers are unaware that many products, both prescription and over-the-counter, contain acetaminophen, and they say making it easy to accidentally take too much. And the warning does not apply to the over-the-counter drugs such as Tylenol, as the FDA is planning on addressing the over-the-counter products in another regulatory action. Back in 2011, the FDA asked manufacturers to limit the amount of acetaminophen in prescription combination drugs to 325 milligrams per capsule or tablet, and that was all supposed to start January 2014. And they said more than half the manufacturers did agree, but some combination drugs with higher amounts of acetaminophen remain on the market. According to the National Institute of Health, acetaminophen overdose is one of the most common poisonings worldwide. It's recommended the maximum for adults. The FDA has at least about 4,000 milligrams per day. Said it's easy to reach that limit because a gel tablet of extra strength Tylenol contains 500 milligrams. So there you go. You can also have skin reactions too because of it.
Well, what if I told you there were some Youngevity products that you should take with your acetaminophen that can help protect your liver and protect your detox system from potential acetaminophen overdose? There's several, actually.
I would believe you.
Yeah, there's a couple neat ones. Z-Radical, for one thing. Z-Radical is an amazing product. I don't talk about that all that much. I probably should. It's an amazing, amazing product, and it
tastes good, too.
And it tastes awesome, doesn't it? And it's a wonderful detox. It's a wonderful detox, too. On top of that, it tastes great. And then Fucoidan, the active ingredient in there can help chelate or magnetically attract toxins out of the body. That's one of the neat benefits of these long-chain sugars that are found in seaweeds, and fucoidan is exceptional in that regard. By the way, fucoidan is a great blood thinner, too. Did you know that? It helps thin the blood.
I did not know that.
Awesome. And blood thinning is blood clotting sticky blood is a big problem. Blood thinning drugs are among the best-selling drugs in this country. And, it's interesting. I like to read trade journals, pharmacy trade journals. I like to see what the pharmaceutical companies are up to and what their latest things are. And there's always some good business angles. I'm always wondering what the drug companies are trying to promote and what they're trying to market and what they're hoping to make money on. And the next greatest push you're going to start to see in terms of drugs and pharmaceuticals that are available is going to be blood thinning drugs. For the longest time, the only blood thinning drug you could get was warfarin or Coumadin, and then a couple of new ones came out, Pradaxa, and another one. I forgot the other one was called, and that one came out. And now there's a whole new class of blood thinning drugs. You're starting to see commercials for those. That's because everybody, it seems like everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people have problems with sticky, clotting blood. And what you have to ask, what is going on that everybody's having this sticky, clotting blood? What is going on with our health that the best-selling drugs, or among the best-selling drugs in this country, are blood-thinning drugs? Well, it turns out that blood clotting, they call it coagulopathy. That's a technical name. That means dysfunctional coagulation of blood, sticky, clotting blood, is a really, really big problem, and it's tied into a couple of really important things that we can take control of if we want to master or we want to reduce the likelihood of coagulopathy. In addition to using your Z-Radical, which is absolutely awesome for thinning the blood, a couple other things that you're going to want to do. I'll tell you what those are when we come back from our break. I'm pharmacist Ben, sitting in for Doc today. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program on the ZBS Radio Network. Our number 831-685-1080, priority line, or toll-free 888-379-2552. Give us a shout. We'll be back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program right after this. All right, so before we went to break, I was telling you about blood clotting and coagulopathy. That means bad coagulation or diseased coagulation. Sticky, dirty blood. Blood has to transport nutrients, blood has to transport oxygen, blood has to detoxify the body, and when you got sticky blood, you got problems. A couple things that you could do if you're worried about coagulopathy. We've talked about the Z-Radical. That's a great blood thinner. Vitamin E is also a really neat blood thinner, and so are the ultimate EFAs. Omega-3 fatty acids especially have a blood thinning effect. And then, of course, correcting food intolerances or food allergies or digestive problems can also have a nice blood thinning effect. And then my favorite way to thin the blood is by using oxygen. I love simple, easy to employ, easy to use health strategies, and deep breathing is one of the easiest and one of the best and one of the most effective. You can go 30 days without food. You can go 3, 4, 5 days without water, but you can't go 3 minutes without oxygen. And deep breathing is a very, very important strategy for telling the body that everything is okay. When we don't have enough oxygen, that sets off all kinds of alarms, all kinds of alarm bells in the brain and in the body, and all kinds of stress response mechanisms kick in. So deep breathing is one of the most important strategies, not just for thinning the blood, but also for just relaxing everything and helping the immune system work, helping the growth and repair system work, and helping the healing and regenerating system. It's really built into the body, helping this healing and regenerating system do its work, something as simple as deep breathing. I love simple, easy to use health strategies. And of course, nutritional supplementation is one of the simplest and one of the easiest health strategies you could ever use. Get yourself on a good nutritional supplement program and watch what happens. If you haven't tried the BTT, folks, I'm telling you, you are missing the boat. The Beyond, I call it BTT, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. It's around $50 a canister. It's GMO free and it tastes awesome. Do you use the 2.0, Doug, or do you use the regular?
Yeah, I switched out to the 2.0 because of the gluten issue. Theoretically, there shouldn't be any gluten in the BTT, but it's possible there could be because it does have wheatgrass. Hey, I wanted to ask you, have you ever heard of a guy by the name of Dr. David Agus? He is a professor of medicine and engineering at the University of Southern California, and he has written a book sharing his tips for longevity. He's divided it into 3 sections: what to do, what to avoid, and doctor's orders. And his list includes surprising advice like you should stay away from juicing. Says as the fruits and
Really?
vegetables get blended up, they get oxidized and degrade
Okay.
almost instantaneously. He
Okay.
said to live long, you should have a significant other in your life that you live with,
Okay.
have children, caffeinate in moderation, and do DNA testing. I'm not really
my
sure
goodness.
how that translates, and he does caution against wearing stiletto heels, detoxing, and taking vitamins.
Wait a minute. What's with the stiletto heels?
I don't know. I guess you can fall off them and break your neck.
You think? Is that what he's talking about? That's crazy.
I'm not sure.
How do you spell Agus? I want to look this guy up.
It is AGUS.
AGS. Okay, I'm going to look this guy up. All right. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. I think we'll take your phone calls when we come back from our break. If you're on hold, hang tight. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number, or 888-379-2552. Toll free. We'll be back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program right after this. I think it's time to hit the phones. What do you say, Douglas? Who's first in line?
Let's head to Jacksonville, Mississippi, and Mac. You're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
What's up, Mac?
Hey, I'm trying to lose weight, and I was told
Okay.
to keep it under 1,500 calories.
Well, that's old school, man. That's old school.
Yeah.
That's called the calories in, calories out theory, and that's pretty much disproven. In fact, there's a really cool book I'm reading right now called The Calorie Myth by a guy named Jonathan Baylor. You might want to take a look at it, or tell your nutritionist or doctor to take a look at it. Back in the days of the steam engine, we used to think that calories, that the body was kind of like an engine, that you put stuff in and it burnt it and it came out. We didn't understand that there's a lot of biochemistry that goes on in the body. So that's kind of talking about at the beginning of the program, is we are chemical beings more than we're mechanical beings. And by playing around with the chemistry of the body, you can do a heck of a lot more to lose weight and to feel better and to change your metabolism than just working with raw numbers and raw calories and raw food. So, for example, one of the first things you could do, one of the easiest things you could do to lose weight, I'm talking lose weight quickly, lose weight within a week, is to make sure that you lay off of foods that spike your insulin. And those are going to be refined sugars and refined carbohydrates, floury kinds of foods. Forget about calories. Don't worry about the calories. Just worry about the types of food that you're eating. Eating more protein, for example, and dropping your breads and your pastas, not only will you lose weight, and I'm talking losing weight quickly, within a few days you'll start to notice pounds dropping, but you'll also find your cholesterol levels are improving, your blood fats are improving, and you'll also find that your hypertension or your blood pressure is coming down to normal as well. And that's just one simple example. Oxygenation is another simple example. Making sure that you have enough oxygen can help you rev up your metabolism and help you lose weight. That's another thing that you could do. And of course, my favorite way to help people lose weight is to get on a good nutritional supplement program. Start yourself on if you're not already, start yourself on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. So many times we eat food because we're trying to get nutrition. This is so important. For eons, whenever we had food or we took in food, we always got nutrients with it. When we were eating, when we were hunting, when we were eating raw, unprocessed foods, as our bodies were developing over the course of millions of years, there was always nutrients with the food. Over the last 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, what we've figured out how to do is take the calories out and remove the nutrients and just leave the calories. That's what a processed food basically is. That's the definition of a junk food. A junk food is a food that's got lots of calories but doesn't have any nutrients. But if you give yourself nutrients without the calories, and that's what it means to be on a nutritional supplement program, giving yourself nutrients without the calories, you'll find that you'll naturally gravitate away from foods. You're naturally full, and that's how people lose weight on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, on the Ultimate EFAs, on the Healthy Start Pack, on all the products from Youngevity. They're giving their body nutrition. You're giving your body the raw nutrients without the calories, and you feel satisfied. Conversely, if you're taking calories without nutrients, you're never satisfied. That's that feeling that we get after we had a big meal. You had a big Thanksgiving dinner, a Christmas dinner, you went to a restaurant, ate a bunch of food, you were all full, and then an hour later, you're home looking in the refrigerator for something else to eat. That's because you got the calories, but you didn't get the nutrients. Conversely, you start to put in nutrients from the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the Ultimate Daily, the Healthy Start Pack, and you'll just naturally find that you're not as hungry, you're not snacking in the middle of the day, your metabolism is improving, and you're losing weight all along. Hope that helps. Thanks so much for calling, Mac from Jacksonville, Mississippi. Who's next on the line, Douglas?
A commercial break.
Oh, let's take a commercial break then.
Yeah, we're
listening
about
to
60 seconds away here.
That's fine. Let's just tell the folks that they're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program, and I am Pharmacist Ben along with Doug Winfrey. If you want to reach us, 831-685-1080, 831-685-1080 is our priority line number, or 888-379-2552, 888-379-2552, toll free. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program on the ZBS Radio Network.
Let's head to Missouri. And Catherine, you're on with pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
What's up, Catherine?
Well, I was diagnosed with uterine cancer a year and a half ago, and I received chemo and radiation. And it's been a year since then. I also have a long history of major depression, chronic allergies.
Oh, okay. They're all probably related.
And fibromyalgia. And I'm really tired of feeling bad.
Well, that's good. That's the first step. In fact, that's probably 20% or 30 or 40% is wanting to get better. What if I told you you could feel better, you could look better, you could improve your inflammatory issues, you could reduce dramatically your risk of getting cancer, and it wouldn't even further cancer, plus you could just feel happier and have more joie de vivre, get rid of your fibromyalgia, and it isn't even going to cost you a lot of money or take a lot of time. What if I told you that? Would that be good news?
I would say sign me up.
All right, good. Here's what you got to do. And I'm not a psychic or anything. I'm not some wizard or magic man. But I'm going to tell you something, my dear. I just never met you before, just talking on the phone. But I'm going to tell you something that you probably know. You may not know it, but you probably do know it. You sound like you're probably in your 40s. You don't need to tell me how old you are. I'm guessing you're in your 40s or 50s probably. Is that close enough?
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, tell me if this is not true, okay? You have had digestive health problems your entire life since you were a little kid. Hello? Is that right?
Yes.
Now, how did I know that? I'm not psychic. I'm not a magic man. I'm not a wizard. But it's not possible for your body to break down as significantly as it's breaking down. And that's what's happening to you without something getting into the system. The body's a system. And it runs perfectly. It's divine. It's magical. I mean, it's amazing. I don't say magical. It's divine. It's holy. It's perfect. And if something is starting to break down as significantly as it is with you, and fibromyalgia, by the way, is toxicity that's dropping into the muscles, and it's not unusual for you to have mood problems or mental health problems after all of this is occurring, what happens is stuff is getting into your body inappropriately, and it's coming in through your digestive tract, and nobody told you about it. It's been happening your whole life. And you've just been doing it over and over and over again, probably multiple times a day, putting stuff into your body, into your digestive system, and then into your body, bombarding it with things that it has to deal with. The good news is, and there is some good news here, some really good news, is as soon as you control that, as soon as you put the clamp down on that spigot, on that hose that's pouring that toxicity into your body, the moment you start, the body will begin the healing process on its own. So what I want you to do is stat, and that's pharmacy talk for right away. Get yourself on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and start sipping on it, and sipping on it slowly all throughout the day. With your digestive health issues, you may find that you're not absorbing the BTT as effectively as you will later on, and you might get some loose stools or diarrhea. We don't want that to happen. So sip on the BTT really slowly. That's step number 1. Step number 2, get yourself on the Z-Radical and take a triple dose of it every day. That's 3 capsules a day. Step number 3, and this is one of the most important things that you're going to do, maybe the most important thing you're going to do. Get on the Biolumin Nightly Essence. That product is spectacular for helping the digestive system. I mean, unbelievable. The results that I've seen with that Biolumin Nightly Essence are mind-blowing. It's relatively inexpensive for a good probiotic supplement, plus you get all your digestive enzymes. Then I want you to start paying attention to your digestive health issues, bowel movements, gas, bloating, diarrhea, constipation, loose stools, and start connecting those up with foods. So every time you have gas or bloating or heartburn, write it down in a book, and then write down next to it, what did I eat? Ask yourself, and then write it down in a book, what you ate an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours before, and you're going to start to notice there's a lot of trends. Gluten, of course, is a big problem, and you'd probably be smart to eliminate that, but you may need to eliminate all grains. You may need to eliminate eggs. You may need to eliminate spinach, for crying out loud. Even spinach or tomatoes can be a problem for some people. So don't think you know. A lot of folks will tell me, oh, they eat really well. Don't think that you know how well you eat, because you could be reacting to something that is supposedly a good food. So kind of focus on your digestive symptoms and then eliminate foods that are connected to those. Get on the Biolumin Nightly Essence. Get on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Use the Healthy Start Pack. I'm telling you, you're going to notice results quickly, within less than a week, you're going to start to notice results if you do all that kind of stuff. And you're absolutely correct. Now is the time for you to become just totally sick of being sick, because you've been doing this, gone down this road for many years, it sounds like. So hope that helps you out. Feel free to call us back if you have any other questions, or if you want to share the ultimate and inevitable success story that you're going to have if you start this program. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it. Who's next on the line, Douglas?
Let's head to Anaheim, California. And Xavier, you're on with pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Xavier.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Doing good. What's going on?
I actually am calling because I actually saw Dr. Wallach on Benny Hinn, and what piqued my interest was the fact that he said that he got a gentleman that was on dialysis for 60 years off of dialysis, and I'm currently on dialysis, and I tell you, I would love to be off dialysis.
You know what? Doc Wallach is the man, and Doc Wallach's done amazing things. He's gotten people off dialysis a lot, but when you go to the convention, in the annual convention, and you guys who are listening who've been to the convention know what I'm talking about. The stories you hear of people who get out of wheelchairs. I mean, the last convention, I talked to 3 people who were in wheelchairs months before, and they got out of wheelchairs. They were walking around. And that's after 3 months of being on a program like this. This is the kind of stuff that's available to you when you get on the longevity products, and this is the kind of stuff that Doc Wallach does. He's done it all the time. When I talked to him at the convention, I mentioned to him that these folks that had gotten out of wheelchairs, three separate people, and he kind of laughed at me. He said, "Where have you been? I do this all the time." And he's right. He does it all the time. There was another guy. Were you there when Buck, that guy Buck, was he was going to lose his leg, and Doc gave him a little program? Douglas, were you there for that?
Yeah, I heard about that one, yeah.
This guy.
And by the way, the convention is in Anaheim this year, so Xavier might want to think about going.
Xavier. Oh, yeah, Xavier's in Anaheim. Xavier there? Do we have Xavier? We lost
Yes,
Xavier. Okay. Xavier, come down to, are you selling longevity products? Are you doing longevity?
No, I'm not.
Why don't you sign up? Get yourself, it's a $10 fee. It costs you $10. It's all it is. You'll have all the benefits of having your own business, tax write-offs. You write off your home office, write off your samples. You can get your products at the wholesale price, of course, and you can help spread the word. And you can make a little bit of money. You can make a lot of money. Heck, for a one-time $10 fee. So sign up and then show up at the convention. I'm not sure. Do you know where it is, Douglas, in Anaheim?
I'm not sure, but you go to the longevity website under upcoming events, and you can find out.
You could even meet Doc Wallach yourself, Xavier. He's very accessible. You can go say hi to him yourself, and you can ask him any question you want. And by the way, Doc uses the Ultimate Daily multivitamin to help people get off of dialysis. BTT wouldn't hurt you either. Personally, I'd be doing lots of electrolytes.
My mother actually went ahead and purchased the required nutrients for me to start it. She wants me off dialysis as bad as I want to get off of it, and she actually went ahead and started me on it, and I actually just started it today, actually.
You sound good. How do you feel?
Well, I'll tell you what, I feel pretty good today. Yesterday was a dialysis day, and it was really bad, and today I feel much better.
I'm not going to tell you that you're going to notice results in one day, but I will tell you it's a good possibility, and it's certainly a possibility. It's certainly a probability that you'll notice results within 3 or 4 days. Some people notice results within 1 or 2 doses. I know a lot of people notice results within 1 or 2 doses. The thing about the human body, the neatest thing, well, there's a lot of neat things about the body, but one of the neatest things about the body is the sicker we are, the faster we turn it around. The more weight we need to lose, the faster the weight comes off, and the more nutritionally deficient we are, the faster those nutrients get absorbed. And that is so cool. That's such a wonderful gift from the body and from the divine force. The sicker we are, the faster we turn it around, and the more nutritionally deficient we are, the faster our body absorbs those nutrients. And that's where the quick results come in that so many people experience when they start the longevity products, the Healthy Start Pack, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the Ultimate Daily, and all the other really neat longevity products. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben, sitting in for Doc Wallach today, along with Doug Winfrey. We're coming back with more phone calls, 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552, toll free. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program on the ZBS Radio Network. All right, we're back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. Got one more segment to talk to you. Who's next on the line, Doug?
Well, let's head to Alabama, and Betty, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Okay, how are you?
Hey, Betty, what's up?
I had sarcoma cancer in my knee, and my leg broke. I had a knee replacement, and my knee is swollen and it's sore, and I've been taking shots, to
cortisone. They're giving you some cortisone shots.
Yes, for my back, and plus my doctor. I need more range of motion because my doctor said that he may have to go back in the future.
No. Let's do it without the doctor if we can. Okay.
Right. And then I had.
Idea.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. Were you going to say
and
something?
And then I had neuropathy in my foot. I can't step on anything.
It's all connected.
Without a
reaction.
It's all
connected. Yeah, it's all connected. Here's what we need to do. We need to get you that range of motion. We need to get the circulatory system working down there in the knee. First of all, this goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you got any digestive issues, that's going to muck up the works. So you got to correct those because, like I was saying to, I forgot who the last caller was. I was saying it to, or a couple callers ago, we were talking about how stuff gets into the blood through the digestive system and it causes all kinds of inflammatory problems, and you got to avoid that. So if you have any digestive issues, those need to be corrected. I'm not going to go into the details there. I'm going to talk about your knee and the range of motion. Essential fatty acids, they're like, you think of it like WD-40 for your joints, okay? Get yourself on the Ultimate EFAs. Personally, I'd be taking 9 or 12 of them a day. I think I'm not sure how many they recommend, but I would be taking 9 or 12, even up to 15 of those things a day. Get yourself on the Ultimate Enzymes. The Ultimate Enzymes are a really neat product, and I know I've probably said this before on this program. I talk about it on my radio show all the time, The Bright Side. The Ultimate Enzymes have an anti-inflammatory property in addition to helping you digest your food. How cool is that? Not only do you get a nutritional supplement that helps you with your digestive system, a digestive supplement, but the same exact supplement will help you with inflammation, especially the kind of inflammation you're dealing with, ma'am, post-surgical inflammation. After you have a knee replacement, you get this foreign body basically sticking in your knee, and that causes all kinds of immune activation, defensive system activation, and that's what inflammation is. Inflammation is a protective mechanism. Your body's protecting itself from this, from the knee and from the artificial knee, artificial joint, as well as from the surgical procedure. So use your Ultimate EFAs. Not only will they act like a WD-40 for the joints, they also have great anti-inflammatory properties. Make sure you're taking your Glucogel caps, and with your Glucogel caps, you want to do your Beyond Tangy Tangerine. You always want to do the Glucogel caps and the Beyond Tangy Tangerine together, and I'll tell you why. The glucosamine in the Glucogel caps works much, much better if there's a bunch of vitamin C around. And one of the neatest things about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine is it's got lots of vitamin C. You get 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C per 2 scoops. So if you could do 2 scoops, even if you just do 1 scoop with your Glucogel caps, that'll help activate and bump up the activity of the Glucogel caps. And the last thing I'm going to tell you about is the OsteoMag. The OsteoMag contains magnesium, which is a wonderful anti-inflammatory, and most folks are deficient in magnesium. In fact, magnesium deficiency is one of the more common nutritional deficiencies. I think it may be the most common mineral deficiency, which is ironic considering there's so much magnesium around. Anytime you see green, you're looking at magnesium. Green leafy vegetables are your perfect source of magnesium from a food perspective. The OsteoMag is also a great source of magnesium. And then one more thing that's kind of interesting, and this is not nutritional necessarily. There's a really cool book called Neurospeak by a guy named Robert Masters. And Neurospeak is it's a really easy to read book. It's maybe 60 pages. And each page has a kind of exercise that you could focus on, a mental exercise that you can use to help loosen tight joints, like the knees and the feet and the hands. And it really, really works. I've been using the Neurospeak exercises now for almost, probably 16, 17 years. And they really, really work. You can buy the book real cheap. You can get a used copy for like a penny off of Amazon. It's called Neurospeak by Robert Masters, and you can also get the new versions are only $7 or $8, and it can be very helpful. So get on the BTT, get on the OsteoMag. Make sure you're using your digestive enzymes. Don't forget about your Ultimate EFAs. Correct digestive issues. Read the book Neurospeak. That's the thing about this whole idea of nutritional supplementation. It's so darn easy. It's as easy as scooping, taking a scoop of your Beyond Tangy Tangerine, putting it in water, and sipping on it real slowly throughout the day. Thanks so much for listening, folks. I'm Pharmacist Ben for Doc and for Doug Winfrey and for all the folks at the ZBS Radio Network. Have yourselves a wonderful, beautiful, awesome day. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.